The Portrait Room. Chapter 2. The Room of Faces. Clara followed Evelyn down a narrow hallway lined with faded tapestries and ancient sconces that flickered despite the absence of wind. Each step echoed louder than the last, as if the house itself were listening. At the end of the hall stood an arched door, tall, iron-handled, carved with swirling patterns that almost resembled watching eyes. Evelyn pushed it open. The portrait room was vast and circular, with a domed ceiling lost in shadow. Dozens of portraits hung in a perfect ring, each grand in scale, each meticulously detailed. The Van Ackers, generations of them, stared out from the frames in silence. Their eyes followed her, lifelike and cold.
"This is where you'll work,"
Evelyn said, her voice nearly reverent.
"You'll begin with Jonathan."
Clara approached the lone easel in the center of the room. A fresh canvas was already waiting. Paints, brushes, everything perfectly arranged. She turned.
"Who painted the others?"
Evelyn's smile was faint.
"Different artists, each gifted like you."
Clara glanced back at the portraits. Some were old, others surprisingly recent. One in particular, a woman with red hair and haunted eyes, caught her attention. Her expression seemed frozen in fear.
"She looks familiar,"
Clara murmured.
"She should not."
Evelyn replied coolly.
"That was a long time ago."
Later, Jonathan sat for her in stiff silence. He had a kind face, but rarely spoke. When she asked him to relax, he nodded politely, yet his eyes drifted often to the other portraits, never meeting her gaze for long. As Clara painted, she felt something strange. The light never shifted. The air never moved. Time in that room seemed suspended. That night, after returning to her room, she stared at her unfinished sketch. The eyes she'd drawn, they weren't Jonathan's. They were someone else's, someone watching,